Alrighty, guys. Good morning, Madman Mandela, coming at you live from the Garden Garage here in beautiful Alabama with Mr. Louie Arrico. All right, backstory on this. Louie was looking for an RGH. He wanted it. He wanted an RGH, and he came to me, and he got on the website and everything. And then he's like, "You do original Xbox?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I do them too." And he was like, "All right, well, I want one of them." It's like, okay, so what we have here is the original Gangster Xbox. Okay, now this thing went ahead. We put a 1 terabyte drive in it. All right, it's got the 80 wire 40 pin IDE to SATA adapter, of course. 3.5 Western Digital drive on it. This one is 7200 RPM. All right, went ahead and we installed Rocky Soft Mods. Rocky Soft Mod, and then what we did was we TSOP flashed it, so now it's hard modded, of course, because I this soft mod is like it's like having sex with like 5 condoms on. You can't feel it, okay? It's just like no, okay, all right. But you can't, you can't run an unlocked hard drive. Not cool. All right. So anyway, we got it all done and everything, and we put on EmuStation with this thing. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna fire it up. Okay, now this is coming at you in 720p. We've got in BIOS 5003 version 5003. Okay, and as you can see, she fires up real good, no problems. Everything's rocking and rolling like it should. Let me turn off this light so that way then we can see a little better. Okay, now it's going to boot up into EmuStation. All right, now couple things about this crazy thing. All right, number one, FTP is your friend. Okay, there's an FTP program out there for called FileZilla or WinSCP or whatever for Windows, and you can go to Arcade Punks and you can actually download a 4 terabyte download of all the original Xbox games that you could ever imagine. Every single one of them is on there. Okay, and you can download them, unzip them, and then send them to this thing. Because there's still space on the drives. Okay, but anyway, just to show you, Louis, what we did here. Okay, we got, of course, Atari 2600. All right, and there's 593 games available on that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna open that up just so you can see. All right, so just give me a second here. And it takes it a little bit for it to. There we go. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. Damn it. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. Son of a. Oh. See, I got impatient and I pressed the A button way too quick. All right, and that's what happens. Okay, so we'll just reset it. Now, the nice thing about in BIOS and a couple other ones too is that you can hold in the left trigger, the right trigger, push the back button while you're holding those triggers in, and then the black button. All right, and that will bring you back to the original dashboard. It'll bring you back to XBMC EmuStation, which is real nice because without that, you'd have to shut the Xbox down and start it back up, which is ridiculous. Okay, I mean that's just plain ridiculous. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you here. It's got 593 games available. Okay, um, the artwork. We did some. We did some downloads for the artwork and stuff like that. There's a ton of stuff on here, as you can see. You've got everything on here. I mean, it's loaded. Okay, I mean it is completely loaded, as you can see. Okay, we use the trigger, and as you can see, you've got more Atari 2600 than you know what to do with. We'll back out of there, and then also we have Atari 5200. Okay, Atari 5200 has 98 games available. Okay, as you can see, so on and so forth. Okay, and you can change up the way that this looks. Okay, just look at EmuStation. All right, by Rocky Five. A lot of instructions on how to change this up to make it look different and all that. All right, so we'll back out of there. Then of course we have Atari 7800. Okay, and that's got 51 games. 7800 was very short-lived for some reason. I mean, I don't know why, but it is, And I mean, yeah, you got Galaga, you got all kinds of crazy stuff. Joust. Joust was one of my favorites. I love Joust. Many a quarter went into Joust, okay? Now, of course, you have ColecoVision. All right, you got 86 games available on there. All right. And as you can see, Block, Boulder Dash, Campaign, Centipede, all that stuff, it's all here. Okay? Cubert, all that. Now, Daphne is a Laserdisc loader. Okay, now it says that there's 2 games available. There's more than that. Okay, what it does is it runs its own loader. Okay, it runs a Daphne loader for the original Xbox. It's called Daphne point 096, I do believe. So I'm going to show you that, but let me show you the rest of the stuff before I get into that, okay? Final Burn Legends, you got over 3,555 games just in Final Burn Legends alone. All right, and they're always updating this stuff. So you want to go to EmuExtras, which is a website. Good people over there. I mean, and there's a ton of development going on for this thing, and there's still a ton of development going on for this thing. They just came out with the HDMI adapter chip where instead of using like a pound external one, okay, like what I've got here, I'm using a link which is known as a pound right here. Now this is an upscaler. You plug that into the Xbox, you're going to get this, by the way, okay? And it's powered off of 5 volts, and it goes to the HDMI, and that right there in itself will give you up to 1080i. Now 1080i sucks. 720p is much better. So you want to stick with 720p, okay? You know, and this thing, it takes it a little bit because it's actually there's 3,555 games on there that it's got to load and bring to the dashboard and all that kind of good stuff. You also have in television games. You got a ton. There's a ton of games on this thing, a ton of them. All right, you know, I mean, so on and so forth. You know, and also you plug your Ethernet cord in, and then you can attach it to your computer, and you can download and put games on it and all that kind of good stuff too. All right, now I don't know what the heck is going on here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. It just happens that way. I hit the back button. Damn it. Ah, okay, yep, Final Burn Legends. There you go. And you got all the artwork on there. You got a ton of that stuff on there too. Okay, you got it goes on and on and on and on. Anything you want on this damn thing, it's there. Okay, I mean so on and so forth. Okay, so you got a ton of those games on there. Now, let's see here. And also, of course, you got Super Nintendo, you got Sega, you got 4 games on there, you got Genesis 32X, you got PlayStation games on there, you got Nintendo Entertainment, you got 622 on there. Yes, you got Nintendo 64 on there as well. You got Mega Drive, you know, and then also you have MAME in television, so on and so forth. There's a ton of stuff on here, okay? This should keep you busy for a while. There's 618 games available on Super Nintendo, and of course, you have original Xbox games as well. Okay, and there is 158 of them, and those things are huge. Okay, you know, so on and so forth. You got a lot of Hitman, Midnight, okay, Mortal Kombat, all that kind of good stuff. You know, I mean, there's a ton of it on here. And if you're interested to see, okay, let's go to Mortal Kombat. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, here you go. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. All right, now these are older games from back in the 2000, you know, 2006, 2005. Oh, from 2002 to 2006, I do believe. There's also a couple stragglers in 2007. All right, but as you can see, all right, it's loading. Everything's cool. As you can see on 1080, this is 720p. Okay, and as you can see, the graphics are really, I mean, for this thing, for an upscaler, that's pretty damn good. All right, I mean, considering you know how old that this thing is. It's amazing that it runs like this. You know, it just really is. And you know, I mean, you know, Mortal Kombat. And yeah, I'm sorry for the lack of sound. Okay, but that's because this is a monitor. This is not a TV, so it doesn't have built-in speakers. And when I tried using one of those stupid freaking kits that they have to strip the video from the HDMI, yeah, that didn't work. What a waste of money and a waste of time that was, okay? You know what I mean? But anyway, if you have a regular TV, of course your sound's going to work and all that kind of good stuff. You know, so on and so forth, yeah. And then, you know, I mean, like I said, it all plays really good. And as you can see, the graphics are real good. The load time is really quick because I mean we're running off the hard drive, okay? And you can rip the disc right from the drive right to the hard drive. No big deal. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, as you can see, it all plays really nice. Everything plays good. And, you know, the graphics are really good. And on a 55-inch TV, it's amazing how good the graphics really actually are. And I'm about to go for a freaking swim, okay? So anyway, yeah, so as you can see, it all works good. Now, of course, oh, shit. Yeah, that hurt. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we know what happened there. So anyway, yeah, Baraka, you son of a bitch. Here, come here. Come here. So, anyway, as you can see, it all plays very, very well. They all play good. Don't have any problems with any of the emulation because this thing has been so reverse engineered. It's not even funny, and they have done so much with this thing. It's nuts. Okay, you know, and also if you're interested as well, there's a gentleman who is making a network called Insignia. Okay, Insignia is actually Xbox 1.0. Okay, and Xbox 1.0 is actually Xbox Live Server. Okay, now a lot of people say, well, he's been working on it for 10 years. No, No, the reason why it's been so long is because he had to wait for the patent to be up, so he didn't get his ass sued off. Okay, but they are doing a ton of work on it, and I mean, it's just amazing. Okay, I mean, the guy is awesome, and he's going to allow regular original Xboxes on this thing as well as modded Xboxes on that thing, and it's going to be for free, which I find really cool, really nice of him. I mean, the guy is awesome. Luke Usher is his name. You might want to look him up. Insignia right now is in its beta testing stages and everything, and there's a few people on it. They have a bunch of games working on it. They even got Halo working on it. It's crazy. So but then again, though, you would expect that because I mean, once the patent's up, hey, all bets are off. And guess what? If the guy wants to run Xbox Live, he can. Okay, he spanked me, son of a bitch. Okay, now if you want to get out of the game, like I said, hold in on the left trigger, right trigger. Okay, push. Push back, push black, and it'll bring it back to the original menu. Okay, well, to the EmuStation. All right, you got a load of tools on here as well. Okay, and I'm gonna do a video on how to manipulate this thing. How to be able to work with this thing because a lot of people don't know because I mean this is old stuff right here. Okay, I mean so on and so forth. There's a ton of stuff on here. Your options. Okay, like your appearance to set your appearance, your audio, calibrate your screen. Which of course will that'll calibrate your screen and everything. Your network. Okay, automatic DHCP of course. All right, your programs, so on and so forth. It's XBMC with just a really really nice skin on it that actually works really well. Okay, and if you go to downloader, okay, if you hit that, as you can see, you can download a ton of stuff to this thing. Okay, I mean they have artwork, dashboards, DLC, and all of this works. All of this, this is all online and everything. And if EmuStation updates, if there's an update, you'll get it. Okay, I mean, see, stable, so on and so forth. You got themes, you got mods, homebrew. You got mods for the original Xbox games. You got people who put out games like Half-Life 128 meg version. That's if you have the 128 meg upgrade and all that. Emulators. You got DLC. You could download a whole ton of DLC on this thing. It's already all incorporated. Okay, so it makes life really easy. Your system your system stuff here. As I said, we're doing 1280 by 720p operating system 1.0 on this thing. All right, you got your hard disk information. Okay, as you can see, not locked, of course. DVD-ROM information. It's Thompson DVD. Storage information. You got a ton of storage on this thing. You can put more on it. Okay, you got F and G partitions. G is where you're gonna no, F is where you're gonna put your Xbox games. I'll show you. Network information. There's all your network information. So if you want to FTP to it, there's your IP address. Of course, yours is gonna be different than mine, of course. But I mean, that's where you're gonna go to find out. Video information, how many frames per second, so on and so forth. Hardware information. Okay, so we're running at 732.12 megahertz, 733 Pentium I, of course, all right? BIOS is in BIOS, of course. Mod chip lookup is disabled. The manufacturer was Mexico, 2002, week 21, line number 3. Okay, that's crazy. It's just unbelievable. Summary information, okay, as you can see. Temperature's good. Fan speed is running 20%. I mean, temperature's fine. 133 degrees. That's fine. Motherboard temperature 117. It ain't gonna do anything. That's all beautiful. I mean, so on and so forth. I will tell you this right now. As far as storage wise is concerned, here, if you go to the file manager right here, pretty simple file manager. Okay, if you're looking at F drive right here. Okay, see, there's Daphne. There's some Surreal. There's Cowie X, which was another emulator. But that's all that's on. That's all that's on F drive. Now on G drive, if you look under games, okay, there's all your Xbox games. That's where your Xbox games go. Okay, and it'll automatically find them, and you'll be able to scan for them and all that. Applications, okay, XBMC EmuStation. I always install it as an application. I never install it as a dashboard because bad things can happen. I've had it happen to me where it just wouldn't boot, and I'm like going like, you son of a, So I install it as an application. I use Xbox Shortcutter, so then that way then it shortcuts from Evo Dash to XBMC EmuStation and runs. EmuStation, as you can see, EmuStation right here. Okay, you have your EmuStation, and then of course you have your game list, your ROMs. Okay, your emulators, these are all where the emulators are installed. This is where your ROMs are installed. So if you like, let's say you get ROMs for Atari 2600 or whatever, okay, right? Well, you'd go in here, and this is where you would put the ROM, okay, and it would be zipped. All right. So if you want to add, you can. No big deal. All right. Earthworm Jim for N64 right here, okay. Let me see here. Where the heck? There it is. Okay. Now I use Earthworm Jim's pack, okay, because that one works really good. The guy did a lot of redoing on the graphics and everything with this thing, and N64 games work, okay. Mario Kart works, all that stuff works, okay. So I mean, pretty much it's all set up and ready to go. You ain't got to do a damn thing except play it, okay. But like I said, though, you can add games to it if you want to from your computer. You can go to Arcade Punks, and like I said, there's a 4 terabyte download. Okay, now if you got the time for it, okay, you just set it up and let it run for a couple of days, all right, and it'll download. And believe it or not, yeah, I got a 4 terabyte right here. Okay, and guess what's loaded on that? So, needless to say, okay, you have every freaking game that was ever made for the original Xbox, all right, and this one's a 1 terabyte drive. Okay, now you could always exchange it out and get a 2 terabyte or whatever. Also Eaton. That gentleman is a guy that writes a bunch of software for this thing. Eaton's really cool. He works extensively with the drives. Okay. Now hopefully, from what I understand, he's getting bigger drives in this thing. He's also adding the ability to add drives to this thing. Okay, through modified USB port. Okay, and what I mean by a modified USB port is, this thing uses a controller plug like this. Well, what you would do is you would get this, and of course it would have an end like that, okay? It's still a USB. So evidently he's working on building a driver for that. So then that way then you can plug in an external drive, which is going to really give you, that's going to give you, excuse me, even more. So, there you go. All right, so like I said, you got a ton of stuff on here, Louie. All right, I hope that you like it. All right, and you can play regular games on it too, just like you would with a DVD and everything. No big deal. If you have any questions, hey, I'm here. Okay, you got my messenger. And sometimes I don't answer real quick, but that's because I've got a face full of soldering iron and a face full of Xboxes, in which I have this weekend, which I have to do. However, though, if you need anything, just holler at me. We're gonna ship it out today. You're gonna get a package like this from Amazon. Okay, this is gonna be your HD link cable. Now, mind you, there's also a gentleman called who runs a company called Make MHZ. Now, this is new. It's an internal mod for this thing. Okay, requires, of course, desoldering some things, and a cable, a chip, but internally it will have 1080p. Okay, from what I understand. Okay, and it makes this thing run 1080p, which is really crazy. There's also a couple videos out on it, which should be really nuts. Okay, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now, it's already been done. There's a couple guys that have installed it, and it works just fine with no issues whatsoever. So, I mean, we're going to see what. But the downside of that, though, is it's $120 for that mod. Okay, and that's just the mod itself. That's not somebody, actually soldering the little tiny little wires that go to it, desoldering the video link thing off the motherboard, and putting all that shit on there and making it work. Okay? So, I mean, for the faint of heart, if you want to do that, that's fine and dandy. But one of these works real good, and as you can see, 720p, it's fine. I mean, the graphics are good, and, for something that is from back in 2002, I mean, I mean, it's almost 20 years old, and these things run like a rape bait. They're a tank. You can't kill them. Okay, it's a Pentium 733i. The damn thing is barely idling. I mean, and it's one of the best emulation machines that has ever been out. And I mean, and you can't deny it because everybody uses these things. They love them. So, I mean, hey, for an original Xbox, I got to say, it's really cool. And it's nice to see the developers have brought it so far now that it's ridiculous that now soon it's going to be able to get online. That's going to be a blast. That's going to be a lot of fun. And free. What more could you friggin' ask for? Okay? And if you ask for more, you're a dick. All right? Plain and simple. But anyway, look, I hope that you'll have a good one. Louie, we're shipping this out to you today. All right? You'll have it in the mail. You're going to get, like I said, you're going to get this thing, so then that way then you can upscale it, put it on your TV with an HDMI cord, just like a normal one. It's already set up for 720p. You could change the video option in this thing if you want to by going to System. See, and then you can go to System here, okay? And let's see here. No, not there. Not there. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Let me see here. Where the heck is it? Yeah, it might be system. Here we go. All right. Video output, okay? You see you got 720p, you got 1080i and all that kind of good stuff. Well, that's all well and cool, all right? But you can go ahead and calibrate screen. That's to, you can adjust this. Now, as you can see, it's off here because I had it set up on my TV. You'll come in here and you can adjust this all the way out, as you can see right here, and bring this up so in that way then you get a little bit better of a screen position, so on and so forth. There we go. And then hit the right, what you call it, then hit A for next, and then just bring this out. See what I'm saying? So that way then you can make your adjustment right here. And there you go. And pretty much there we are. Hit A, and then hit B and back, and now you'll see that you got a full screen on here and everything. All right, so on and so forth. Programs. Let me see here now. Now wait a minute. Now there's another way. There's also another thing too here. Hitting the start button, as you can see, applications. Hit A. Okay, and now it'll pull up a bunch of applications, as you can see. Okay, Config Magic, Insignia, XBlast, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, I mean, there you go. Now, mind you, okay, as I told you before, all right, Insignia video mode, that's where you can switch your video mode over to 1080i, 720p, whatever you want to do, okay? XBlast, stay away from the XBlast OS and all that stuff if you don't know what you're doing, okay? It's already hacked. You don't have to do a damn thing to it, okay? Just to show you here, all right? File manager, we can go to C drive right here. And then what I can do is you see I have original Evox dashboard. That's just a shortcut that leads to EmuStation when it starts up, okay? This one right here, that's the original Evox X dashboard that you can start up right here. Okay, and now that's going to start. All right, see, and there's Unleash X, and you can run this dashboard, so on and so forth. And then that will go ahead and it will open up the dashboard. And there you are. Okay, then you can go into, let's see here. We can go into Xbox admin, okay? And then we can go into system, all right? And then we can go into settings, okay? And as you can see, screen calibration again, all that kind of good stuff, your system, video display. Now, you can enable 480p, 720p, 1080i. It's already all enabled and everything. It's already set for widescreen and all that kind of good stuff. So, pretty much you're good to go. You could set it up any which way you want to set it up, okay? But there's a lot of stuff on here that, that you actually need to understand, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on one of these things anyway, okay? Just to show you what we're on here. So if you want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, you can, okay? So anyway, like I said, Louie, I hope that you like it, man, okay? It all works really good. And, yep, there it goes. Whoops, sorry about that. Didn't even hear it. But, yeah, drive works good. Everything works good on it, okay? I went through the whole damn thing. It runs absolutely perfect, okay? You'll have no problems with this thing. It's going to get shipped off to you today, all right? And like I said, we'll have your pound going out to you, too. We'll have that taken care of. That way, then, you have HDMI, and you'll have 720p, and life will be good. So enjoy your system, okay? Guys, listen, I got to run. I got a bunch of Xbox I got to build this weekend. I got quite a few customs. I got quite a few systems that got to get done. Anyway, listen, I hope that you all have a good one and be safe, all right? Chris, there you are. I see you now. I see all you guys now, yeah. See, before I couldn't even see this damn thing. I couldn't even see, I couldn't even see anybody on here. God, I'm old. Thanks a lot, man, okay? I really, 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 really appreciate that. And Mike, yeah, you can get one if you want. We have them on the website and everything. If you want to get one of these things, that's fine. I've got actually a couple of them built already. They're 1 terabyte, and also they go up to 2 terabyte too. Chris Wright, I built one for him. I built a lot of shit for Chris Wright. Okay, Chris is my buddy. But and I'm gonna give you old, man. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bitch. Anyway, still love you, brother. Okay, I'm glad you're enjoying the country and everything. I see you going on trips and everything. That's really cool. Anyway, you guys have a good one, all right? I'm gonna holler at you all later. Have a great day. Be safe. Be kind. Rewind. Talk to you all later.